Introduction. There are billions of tons of stems and leaf discharge each year have been reported by Jaya et al. 2014. Banana stem contain a high cellulose around 35%, and unfortunately, almost 90% of banana stem cut are left to rot. In Malaysia, commercial tissues are made from cellulose materials such as hardwood, and the use of tissue is growing rapidly, such as facial tissue and toilet tissue. Therefore, it is very important to find the alternative sources to produce this product and also hone ideas to be more competitive to create eco-friendly and high-quality product. A study from Jaya et al. 2014 shows that the process of making tissue from non-wood fiber is cheaper than the wood fiber. Therefore, by using craft process method, production of biodegradable tissue can save more time, energy, and production costs.
My name is Nur Shafika. For our problem statement, first is unplanned increase in agriculture waste. Second, increase of logging activity to produce tissue. And the last one, the demand of tissue in the market is increased nowadays. For research objective, produce tissue using craft process method by varying the concentration of sodium hydroxide and sodium carbonate and cooking time. Second, to compare the properties of biodegradable tissue produced with commercial tissue. For scope of research, production of biodegradable tissue by using banana fiber. The method used is craft process, and the final product was compared to normal tissue with two characteristics that used in tissue making, which is the absorption and strangeness.
My name is Alexi Tristan Anak Medlin. Literature review. Concept of theory of study. Banana processed stem mostly consists of cellulose, and it can be considered as the most available natural biodegradable and renewable polymer that can be used in many applications, such as reinforcing material, textile, polymer, metric, and raw material for paper. According to Wina and Dalika et al. 2017, these banana plant stems contain 4.07% crude protein and 36.33% crude fiber, which is suitable as raw material for tissue making. Previous research, University Saint Marcel or USM managed to produce a type of paper from banana stem fiber that can be absorbent material for oil spill. A total 30 kg of banana stalks were used to produce 11 pieces of A3 size paper. Professor Dr. Muhammad Najib said chemical tests found that the paper was 40 times stronger than ordinary paper, especially awa and muse bananas. It can produce high quality products such as paper, tablecloths, and handicraft products.
Hello, before I start, my name is Brahim Fedan Anak Patrick. My registration number is 05DPE19F1109. So for today, I will talk about my result and discussion for absorption of water analysis. Firstly, the sample for biodegradable tissue at percent. The absorption of water is 5.5 ml, and for the 10% of biodegradable tissue, 6.0 absorption of water, and for 12% of biodegradable tissue, for absorption of water is 7.5 ml. For normal tissue, kitchen towel, the absorption of normal tissue is 4.5 ml. And for the straightness of tissue before receiving load, the biodegradable tissue sample for 8% is 900 gram for total load received before ton, and 10% for biodegradable tissue is 1300 gram for total load received before ton. And for the 12% sample for biodegradable tissue is 2000 gram for total load received before ton. And for the normal tissue is 1000 gram for total load received before ton.
My name is Fatima Zahra binti Maribi. For my part, I did this experiment at my house. So I used tools like syringe, container, and water to test the water absorption. I produced 3 tissue samples of different sodium hydroxide concentration. The first sample had a concentration of 8%. The second one was 10%, and the third was 12%. All 3 samples were produced through the same method, which is the craft process. All these samples were tested with 2 characteristics, which is water absorption and load-bearing strength. The result was to obtain the best samples of biodegradable tissue and retest it with normal tissue to make a comparison between biodegradable tissue with normal tissue. The first test is water absorption, where the data obtained in table 4.1.1 showed that biodegradable tissue with concentration of 8% sodium hydroxide absorbed 4 ml of water, then sample tissue absorbed 5 ml of water, and the 12% sample absorbed 6 ml of water. Next, comparison to normal tissue, it then absorbed only 4.8 ml of water. For the second test, we place a continuous load of 100 gram of the strength tissue. We record how much load can be accommodated before the tissue is torn. The result is the first sample can accept a load of 1,400 gram. The second sample can accommodate as much as 2,000 gram, and the third sample can accommodate as much as 2,700 gram. After that, strength comparison with normal tissue can accommodate a lot of 1,000 gram only. Here we can see a sample of 12% of nitrogen hydroxide is the best, where it is higher at absorbing water and stronger than the others.
Absorption of water analysis. The test was conducted using shrink and dry container. In this test, the sample will be tested how much water it can be absorbed until the sample not able to absorb more water. In this test, we use 5 ml shrink consist of water to test it. The result will be compared with the normal tissue paper. As you can see from the table, we can see the 120 minutes of biodegradable tissue paper have a higher rate of absorption of water than normal tissue paper. The research shown that biodegradable tissue paper have a better ability to absorb liquid. From the second table, we can see the strengthness of tissue paper from receiving load. The test was conducted using load, that is coins, dry container, and dunk tape. The sample was tested how much load that they can handle until the tissue torn. The result compared with the normal tissue paper. From the table, 120 minute biodegradable tissue paper have a higher strengthness than the normal tissue paper. The research shown that the biodegradable tissue paper have the ability to resist load and hard to torn.
My name is Shafika, and this is my absorption and strength test. As you can see, the experiment runs to all of the tissue produced. 2 types of testing done, which is absorption and strength test. The table 411 and 412 show the result of the testing compared with kitchen tissue. For the first testing, which is absorption, it was done in 2 types of tissue, which is the product tissue and the kitchen tissue. The tissue is cut to same size and placed in a container. 5 ml of syringe is kept added to both tissue until it cannot absorb any more water. As shown in table 411, the biodegradable tissue absorbs more water than the normal kitchen tissue. This proves that the biodegradable tissue is better than normal tissue. In other cases, thickness of the tissue also affecting of more water absorbed in the biodegradable tissue, because the biodegradable tissue is a lot thicker than the normal kitchen tissue. The second testing, table 412, which is strength test, also done with 2 types of tissue, which is the product tissue and kitchen tissue. This test is run by adding load on top of the tissue, on top of both tense tissue, and see which tissue hold more load. Coin is used as a load. The table show that the biodegradable tissue holds 3 times better than the kitchen tissue. Also, in other case, the biodegradable tissue is thicker than the normal kitchen tissue, and the biodegradable tissue is not as soft as the kitchen tissue, so that also affecting in the testing of this tranche. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Brian Feden. So for today, I will talk about discussion of the potential of banana fiber waste as biodegradable tissue. And here we can see that 12% concentration of natrium hydroxide and natrium carbonate was the best to remove the dissolved and fat to get pure fiber and easy clean in bleaching process. So for the cooking time, 120 minutes, which is 2 hours 30 minutes, was the best to save time for black liquor produce and easier to blend and more smooth than other. So for the comparison of commercial tissue and biodegradable tissue, we can say and see it here, the biodegradable tissue was 18% higher of water absorption and 3 times stronger than the commercial tissue. Besides that, the biodegradable tissue also eco-friendly and more cheaper than commercial tissue at the market. Besides that, the raw material that using to produce the biodegradable tissue, we only use the agriculture waste, and we can save our forest from the illegal logging to get the raw material for produce the commercial tissue. So that's all from me. Thank you. 3 different of concentration, natrium hydroxide and natrium carbonate was successfully produced by using craft process method. At here, the characterization test was done using water absorption and straightness test. From the result, tissue sample of 12% natrium hydroxide solution and 2 hour 30 minute time while cooking liquor were the best. The biodegradable tissue was better compared to commercial tissue because high absorption and straightness. As a conclusion, choosing banana fiber as an alternative raw material have a lot benefit, which is easy to produce biodegradable tissue, eco-friendly, low production cost, reduce agriculture waste, and most important, the quality and suitable for kitchen use. Thank you.
Recommendation. Firstly is combination of non-wood fiber and wood fiber to produce tissue. Second is varying the sample with different temperature when cooking process. Thirdly is adding other solution to make the tissue more flexible and soft. And lastly is adding more than 3 samples with other range to get more accurate result in the future. Okay, today I want to demonstrate our biodegradable tissue to wipe out the remaining water. As you can see, okay, today I want to test the durability of these two tissue two-tone. This is the commercial tissue as we know as kitchen towel, and this is our biodegradable tissue paper. Firstly, I want to compare the durability of the commercial tissue. As you can see, I can easily rip it off. As you can see like that. I don't need to apply any pressure to this. For the biodegradable tissue, we will test how hard it will turn. As you can see, hard for me to turn it about.